Okay, I'm going to do something different today and show you how to make, or how I made this scrapbook page. This is like the third time that I've tried to narrate it, so let's see if it works this time. I'm starting with a base white page here. I'm just rounding the corners with my way old corner punch that was giving me fits. And now I'm taking some old acrylic stamps, and they look really gross. Here I'm just making sure there's no actual ink that's going to come off because I just washed them. And I'm layering them onto this acrylic block. They're kind of hanging off the edges. That's fine because I'm just pretty much going to be going down the center of the stamps. I'm going to use my Versamark pad, and this brown strip I went down both sides with a EK6S border punch. It's about 10 by 1.5 inches, I think. And I'm just going down it trying to rotate that image so that it's not the same. So here I'm finished, and I'm just going to go over it with some clear embossing powder. And there's the finished product, well, after I hit it with a heat gun. And I had to put down that purple mat because my table was seriously, it's so covered in paint, like it just looks gross, and I was really embarrassed by it. So I found this to kind of cover it up. And now I'm just hitting the back to make sure that paper doesn't curl up really bad and look gross. And I really love the way that turned out. I thought it was super cute. And this is some old Martha Stewart paper that, again, I've had for forever. And I've never used any of it, but I thought that this pattern would be perfect because it's not too busy. And that pink was actually just right for the other pattern papers and kind of made that flower in that picture pop. So pretty much everything that I use today is stuff that I've had for a really long time. That's been in my stash for probably like years, honestly, because I tend to hoard things and then forget that I have them and just put off using them. So I'm stacking both of those pictures on that mat there, and now I'm just pulling out a gray piece of cardstock and cutting it down to 11 by 11. And it really doesn't matter what color you used. I used gray because I know I'm probably not ever going to use it. Now I'll need it tomorrow as soon as I used it here. But you're not actually going to see that paper. It's going to be covered up in the pattern paper. I just wanted a block to work on. And I ended up cutting it down a little bit because I cut down my paper strips just a tad too much, but you'll see that here in a second. So I think I used 4 different patterns that I really liked. And I'm just trimming different sizes. And again, these are all papers that I've had for a long time. I think all 3 of those are different American Craft papers that I've had. Maybe not too long. I think I got them on clearance recently. And then this is one that I have had probably almost since I started scrapbooking, which was like 6 years ago or thereabouts. And I got that not long afterwards. And I just never found a use for it. And then today I decided, hey, I'm going to use it. And now I'm just putting it down, and this was the first time that I used this glue. And that was part of the reason I had to trim it down, because I wasn't able to adjust it like I thought I would be able to. And yeah, so anyway, that was fun. So here you're going to see when I put the strip down that I kind of cut the different strips down too small. I had that pink one too big, and so whenever I trimmed it down to better fit it, I thought, it ended up being too short, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is just trim those pieces off the edge on the back there, and I did that just then. And now I'm just trimming off where it's kind of funky looking down there at the bottom, and I'm going to trim off that gray part there at the top. And I'm going to fight with my corner rounder one more time, and this time it really was a fight, because going through 2 layers of paper was, oh, it was really difficult. And I'm going to adhere it down, which is, I don't even know why I'm showing this, because I end up pulling it back up like 2 seconds later. But I'm going to end up putting it off center like that here in a second. But I'm going to pull it back up because I wanted to ink the edges, and I just totally blanked and forgot about it. So I have a little ink dauber that I got the other day, and I'm going to use kind of a medium brown color. That's from a Color Block Q? Color, what is it? I don't know. Color Box? No. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. But I'm just rounding that photo mat. Daubing the corners, or sponging it, whatever you want to call it, with that same medium brown. And what I'm going to do now is take that up and kind of curl the edges there to make it look a little bit more aged and kind of pop off the back of the page a little bit. in the end, I think it looks really cute. So now I'm really adhering it, and it's gonna stay down this time. I have to fight with a mess on my table, of course. Okay, and now I have these little circles, and I'm going to show you how I made it. I'm just showing you the back of the paper. It's really old. And I have these 2 scallop circles from Stampin' Up, and I just punched the smaller one and then punched the bigger one around that smaller one so that it made that cute. I really liked it. I thought those ended up being really adorable. And now I'm going to go over them with a dark brown ink because that medium brown ink was almost the exact same color, and I really wanted it to stand out on that. So now I have this die cut that I just bought it a few days ago, and my hand motions are talking about how I have no earthly idea who made it. They just had them out, and I thought they were really cute, and I bought them. Inked it with that same medium brown ink, and I don't know what I'm pointing out there. I don't know, but putting that down, I'm going to end up rearranging everything, I think, a couple of times, or at least once, maybe just once, yeah. And that green block is where I'm going to end up putting my title and my journaling here in a second. I'm curling the edges there on that die cut. And now I'm going to take some liquid glue, that same liquid glue, and put it on those scallop circles. And I ended up kind of getting that everywhere whenever I did it. On that first one, I put it all the way around. On the other 2, I just put it in like 3 different spots so that it could still kind of curl up. And now I have some thickers. They're foam ones from American Crafts, and they ended up being super cute, and I really liked them. And now I'm just laying it down, and it's going to end up saying "so pretty." And I'm just kind of debating if it's done or not. I'm going to do my journaling here. And that's my finished page. And I thought it ended up being super cute. I really love the way that embossed part looked down there at the bottom. And I'm going to try and flip it around here for you so that you can get a better look of it. And I really loved all the different ways, all the different papers. I'm usually a person that only uses like 1 or 2 pattern papers, but I really like this one. It got a lot of color, and it didn't overwhelm the pictures. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. Thanks. Bye.